Hey guys, so I decided to come on and share with everybody what my new do looks like. So yeah, this is it. It's chopped. You can see that the length of it is quite short. And it's currently, normally I have bangs. You guys are used to seeing me with bangs. And I just have it pulled back because I actually went to a hot yoga class. So my hair is not washed. It's not freshly done. I don't have a bunch of makeup on. This is kind of how I am on the weekends, but it'll give you an idea of, it's a little greasy actually, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. But this is the general cut. So if you haven't seen my pictures on Facebook, because I did change my my ID photo, whatever you call it, and a lot of people have seen it, but I know a lot of people that are on YouTube aren't necessarily on Facebook. So figured I'd come on and share. But I have my bangs pinned to the side because when I take a hot yoga class, and I actually had it back in a ponytail, I can't have my hair touching me when I'm in a hot yoga class because I'm sweating a lot. And anytime my hair touches my face or anything, I just become irritated and just annoyed with it and yada yada yada. So there it is. This is the do. It's like a bit of a mess, but this is kind of like, I don't do my makeup, I don't do a bunch of stuff for the weekend just hanging out at home. I'm just doing like laundry and catching up on like my chores for the day so I can be ready for the start of my work week. But yeah, so there we go, showing myself. But yeah, so also I figured while I'm on here I wanted to chat. I'm kind of a little annoyed and I just kind of want to vent, I suppose. So I've been, of course, you guys know I shared with you that I'm getting a new baby. I have a new reborn I'm expecting in like 4 to 6 weeks-ish. And here I go talking with my hands again. I can't help it. It's just how I am, guys. Sorry. So here's what I'm annoyed with. So I've been online. I've been checking out dolls. I've been checking out, that are for sale and stuff like that in this whole process. But then I realize, so one of the things that gets me is that I've been on Dolphin for like a number of years. Like I know the regulars and I know who's not regular. And when people like come on and make a profile and create a profile literally days before they're posting things for sale, my natural instinct being on the cautious side is that I want, like, if I'm looking at a doll and I'm interested and I want to see, one, that they're current pictures, not the artist pictures of the said doll. I want to see a safety picture so that I know that you currently have the doll in your possession. And I'll tell you what, like, I'm so annoyed because people want to sell their dolls. And this is for all of you that are new out there, that this is just a word of advice. People that don't know you are going to ask questions. They're going to want to know more about you if you're new to a particular doll site, especially if you're selling a high-end doll or just anything. We want to know that you have the doll because there's a lot of scammers out there and it's really hard to tell who's who if they're new in that particular community. So when you refuse to send like a safety picture with like the current date, that screams alarms in my head. So there are potentially a couple of different sales. I could have potentially bought a couple of different dolls, but the seller refused to send me a safety picture. Not okay. And they were new to the site and I didn't know who they were. They didn't like answer questions. I kept asking the same questions and they would like refuse to actually answer them, which is kind of odd. And it made me believe that they were not, didn't speak English very well or something, even though they're supposedly in the US, that sort of thing. Those are all like red flags that go up in my head because, one, I want to know you have the doll. Even if it's a PayPal transaction, sometimes things don't show up and who knows what can happen. I'm being cautious. I want to know that if I'm going to send someone money, I'm going to actually get the doll that I'm sending the money for in return. And when people refuse to follow instructions and give clear identification of the doll or clear pictures of the doll, and they just keep sending like a website photo, that to me is that's not good enough. That's not good enough for me to trust that I'm sending you money for a doll that I'll receive. So I was a little annoyed with that because there was actually a silicone doll that I was kind of thinking about purchasing. I was pondering it, I won't lie. But honestly, there's no way that I would just send money to somebody that won't send me a safety picture, especially when like the wording of the email has kind of been wonky and doesn't answer my questions. Just odd. And the profile's brand new. That's one particular one. So that's just been kind of, I don't know, whenever I start looking to purchase a new doll, these things come up and I'm reminded why I don't like to buy and sell unless it's from a reputable person that I know 100% is not going to scam me. That is just, I've learned over the years, there's so many people that are trying to make a quick buck that I don't trust people. It's just my instinct to protect myself, and if I miss out on a doll, it just wasn't meant to be, and that's just how it is, and I'm okay with that. But if you're new out there, you're new to the community and you don't understand why people ask you a lot of questions, that is why. It's because a lot of us have been burned in the past. We've had purchases that didn't come through or received something that wasn't what we thought we were purchasing, or something doesn't show up at all. So, I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios there that make us very, very cautious as buyers. And same with selling. You have just as many problems on the selling side of it. But when I am selling a doll and someone says, send me a safety picture, give me more details of something up close because they can't see something in the pictures I provided, the history of the doll, like how long have you had it? Do you know its prior history, or do you know what its previous mommies were? I am happy to provide that information because I want the seller to understand that they're buying from someone that's trusted, that they're getting what I'm giving all the information, so I'm very forthright and forthcoming on any information whatsoever. When you ask somebody if the doll has boo-boos, you have to be honest. I try to inspect all of my dolls thoroughly when I send them to a new mommy. I expect that someone's going to do the same for me, but it's not always the case. I mean, there's so many times where I've received a doll after asking, does the doll have any boo-boos? And then the doll shows up and it has missing paint or peeling, or the matting has come off, or the doll is bald in the back of its head. Like things that you know the seller knew. And so those are kind of, they're inexcusable things when we're dealing with buying and selling dolls on the secondary market. So those are just things that I'm just venting about because it's just recently happened, because I was on the quest for, a new doll. It just reminds me of how much I hate buying and selling at times. And eBay is just an icky place for buying dolls. I can't stress that enough, you guys. I am so disgusted with what I see across the board on eBay. I don't understand how people can continue to put up other people's pictures of dolls that they don't have to say they'll make a custom. But they didn't create the pictures they're using, can make it look just like this. And we all know that those dolls don't ever turn out just like that, or else they'd put up their own work, right? So that is what I'm seeing, like literally, like listing after listing after listing after listing of dolls that are like custom tailored. Item number, blah, 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 H3475. And this is what the doll could potentially look like. Why aren't you showing your work? Pet peeves, huge pet peeves of mine, which is why I just have stopped trusting sellers that I don't know. That's why I sought out having an artist that I trust and am happy to work with, that I know I'll actually trust the work that comes to me and what I'm paying for. It's just such a crazy community to try to get into and buy and sell. It's very, very difficult. And I've been doing this for a long time, so I know that there are a lot of warning signs and I know what to look for, but I'm still, when you want a doll, you see a doll that you love, you're trying to make it happen, and then you can't get a seller to communicate properly with you. It really is such a bummer. It just really stinks. I don't know. So I've been kind of annoyed with that because I've been really kind of interested in buying this doll, but I can't let myself go there because I just have that in the pit of your stomach feeling that something's not right. So I'm just going to have to walk away, So I'd rather not lose money and stress and everything that comes along with a potentially bad deal to fight to get my money back. I don't want to have to do that. So that's why I would rather walk away. That's generally how I've learned to handle things. Anymore, I don't love a doll enough to lose my money on the doll, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's my vent. That's my rant for today. It was driving me crazy. It's been driving me crazy for like the last week that I've been trying to get someone to communicate with me, and it's been multiple people. It's not just one. That just happens to be the most annoying one recently. It's actually a lot of different sellers that just don't want to cooperate. They just want a quick sale. They want to just have you send them money, and I don't know. I don't trust that. I'm a thorough buyer. And I think that as collectors, we have to protect ourselves on the buying end and also when we're selling. I mean, it just literally is on both sides of things. You really have to be careful these days because there's so many scammers out there. And I just don't want to see anybody get, I don't want to see anybody lose their money, lose their doll, because I've seen those things, those scams have happened. And they're on big high-end ticket dolls, so just be careful. It's a scary place to buy and sell out there anymore. And eBay just literally, like I said, I avoid eBay if I can, but even on the sites that I am more comfortable with buying, I'm noticing that people from out of nowhere are showing up selling their dolls. Same with like Facebook, same thing. If you don't put a safety picture up, they don't even let you put the doll for sale anymore because it's gotten so bad with scammers. So just, yeah, that's my rant. I'm a little disappointed. I won't lie. But other than that, I'm enjoying my weekend. I'm enjoying time with Lucy. Lucy is actually behind the camera looking at me as I'm talking. She's so darn cute. She's still in her little unicorn sleeper. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. Just kind of note to self, note to sellers out there, note to new people. I mean, just be cautious, be aware, and don't buy something if you get that feeling in your gut that says something's not right. That means something's not right. Don't follow through with it. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. And it's kept me on the safe side of things. And I want to keep it that way. I'm not a fan of losing my money, guys. So anyways, I hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday. Hope y'all liked seeing my crazy hair. And I'm sorry it's not like done better and I don't have a bunch of makeup on or anything. It is what it is. This is my Sunday look. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.